What tribes offered dedication offerings on the 6th and 7th day? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Numbers on Walking Through the Bible. If you have a Bible with you, you can turn to Numbers chapter 7. We're going to be reading from verses 42 to 53. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The versions that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So Numbers chapter 7, beginning at verse 42. On the 6th day, Elisaphat the son of Deuel, the leader of the children of Gad, presented an offering. His offering was 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb in its first year as a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, and as the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs in their first year. This was the offering of Elisaphat the son of Deuel. On the 7th day, Elishama the son of Ammihud, leader of the children of Ephraim, presented an offering. His offering was 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb in its first year as a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, and as the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs in their first year. This was the offering of Elishama the son of Ammihud. As I said over the last few lessons, this chapter is quite repetitive. That's because the offering that each tribe offered is exactly the same. That might make it tempting for us to either read the whole chapter, all 89 verses together, and discuss this once, or skip the repetitive verses entirely. We cannot do this for 2 reasons. First, at the end of each episode, when I say we will continue our walk through the Bible, 1 verse at a time, I really do mean it. We won't be skipping verses or passages simply because of repetition. We'll try to glean more out of them. But why not simply cover more verses? Because copyright issues with the New King James Version mean I can only visually place a certain amount of it on the screen at any one time, how much being based off of how long the total discussion is. And since I don't want to lengthen the time of each episode, for our analytics show that that would be detrimental, we'll have to put up with some repetition for a couple of episodes. For this dedication sacrifice for the altar, each day 1 tribe would offer their set of sacrifices. The order was determined by camp, with the camp of Judah going first, then the camp of Reuben, then the camp of Ephraim, and lastly the camp of Dan. This order also matched the order that Israel broke camp in. Thus far, we've already discussed the first 5 days, the offerings of the entire camp of Judah, which included the tribes of Judah, Zebulun, and Issachar, and the offerings of 2/3 of the camp of Reuben, the tribes of Reuben and Simeon. Now let's move on to complete the offerings of the camp of Reuben, and then begin the offerings of the 3rd camp, the camp of Ephraim. On the 6th day, the leader of the tribe of Gad, Elisaphat the son of Deuel, presented the offerings for his tribe, while on the 7th day, the leader of the tribe of Ephraim, Elishama the son of Ammihud, presented the offerings for his tribe. The sacrifice itself consisted of 1 silver platter, the weight of which was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels. Both of them were full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. Then you had 1 gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb in its first year as a burnt offering, 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs in their first year. Notice that all of the major sacrifices were offered except the trespass offering, which was only offered when restitution needed to be made. For a more complete discussion of these sacrifices, we remind you that you can review Leviticus 1 through 7 of our podcasts, which can be found in the Leviticus playlist on our YouTube channel or at our website, www.eastendchurch.org. Just quickly though, if you recall, each of these sacrifices had different animals that could be offered. Some of them you had a choice to offer oxen, sheep, or goats, while others were more restrictive. When it came to the grain offering, there were many different ways that it could be prepared. Notice, though, that in this case, when it came to the burnt offering and the peace offering, the amount of animals was multiplied, showing us that this was an occasion of joy to be able to offer these sacrifices to the Lord. However, for the sin offering, only one animal was sacrificed. This was not because sin was being minimized. It was most likely because the sin sacrifice should never bring joy. And so why would you multiply animals to be offered, since even one did not remit one's sins, but merely obtained the promise that through the blood of Christ, God would one day remit those sins? We'll continue with this, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Numbers chapter 7, verses 54 to 65, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.